Facilitation groups are about collaboration, they're about people working together, they're about trying to piece together the sort of jigsaw puzzle of the environment. So we've got lots of pressing issues facing us nationally, globally, and these facilitation groups are just a small part of trying to solve some of those issues.
Being part of something like Wild Peak Farms is very important because it brings a group of people together, farmers and landowners with different interests in the business sense, but all with a common aim of wanting to make their farm better from a wildlife point of view and a landscape point of view.
And I think farmers themselves like to be part of a group. Those that are interested, of course, like to look at other people's projects, some of their outcomes, and then they can go back and relate that to themselves on their own farms. And I think that's the most interesting part of it, because we don't want to be isolated.
We do want to care for the environment. I mean, it's obvious. You know, if you don't look after the environment, it won't look after us.
So through the group we run a range of activities. We put on events, we'll put on training events, getting different organisations, bringing expert advice for different, it could be plant identification, it might be wild bees, butterflies, birds. We do a range of events, farm walks, site visits. We do have a lot of discussions, so we bring groups of farmers together where we'll discuss a particular issue, we'll talk about how to manage a particular field, for example, or a particular habitat, what we can do to benefit wading birds. So we'll talk about a range of issues, and the farmers will bring in their knowledge, their expertise about their own farms, and we'll share that knowledge within the group.
I needed to join a group really to be able to bring out what was available, really, the best ideas.
If anybody asks me about specific projects or pieces of information about what we've done on the farm, I'd like to think that I was able to demonstrate how I've done it myself and how they could possibly benefit from it as well.
We've been around looking at other farms. We went around looking at farm buildings last year. And it is valuable to see how other people do it. You can have tunnel vision if you aren't careful.
Well, you always learn. You learn something every single day, I think. And we went to Liz Andrews' looking at where they'd fenced the farm out to keep the vermin out so that the peewits could nest, and that was fascinating.
Gives you confidence that you can take that home and use it, because you look at real people's farms and see if their soil type's same to yours, or same environment, same weather, or a same grazing system or cutting system. So it just gives you the confidence that you can try these things and it will work.
All the farms in the group have had the offer of having what's called a wader management plan done. So a management plan for the sort of the upland birds that you can find up here. There's lapwing, curlew and snipe. So we've done that sort of jointly with the South West Peak Landscape Partnership and the RSPB. So the farmers are getting those plans. Some of them have already had them.
I've got a field that grew maize last year, so it's a ploughed up field. So it was ideal time really to put it to wildflowers if it was possible. So we've had a soil sample, and Wilf has got this donor site which he's very kindly said we can use.
We've struck a deal, and so I'm having my grass transformed to his farm, and he, which is less uninteresting grass, has brought it back in hay for me. So it's just a straight swap. Far better than exchanging value of this and value of this crop, value of this crop. Let's just swap. Yes, it came about by the organisation of the White Peak Farmers. Yeah.
Yeah, years to come, I might have something that looks like this. Give it a look. Yeah. I've been trying to get in the scheme for 6 years, probably longer, no success at all. But now I've got to join the group, and I'm almost within, hopefully, I should be in a higher tier group, tier scheme, which I was never able to get in on my own individually. But being in the group and having the cooperation of the facilitator, yes, it's helped tremendously.
I think the feeling of mutual support is the most important thing. Of course, you know, we do learn things by visiting all the farms, and direct advice from Anne.
It's the historical features on my farm that sort of I'm proud of. The walls, of course, I've 8 miles of dry stone walling, so I'm maintaining, and the barns that I've done the roofs on, and then of course the burial mounds and the lead rakes and the ancient village that we've got. So the public goods, what people can actually see and enjoy, that works well for us.
I've always been interested in wildlife, and to run it along with a commercial farm is really what it's all about, and it's in everybody's interest, and I should say everybody who's intensively farming can do it, even if it's only a bit. And all those bits added up to joined up thinking and joined up wildlife habitat.
You don't have to have many hundreds of acres to be able to put aside a little corner or plant some trees, bit of grassland restoration, which the stock would benefit from. It isn't about animals per acre as such a lot of the time. Certainly not for me anyway. It's about what's in those acres and what you can retrieve from them. Be it wildlife, decent quality milk, decent quality beef. There's room for it all with a little bit of advice and a little bit of thought. It can be done.
We've all got something to offer in different ways, because we're all very different farms. I think very much in our facilitation group we are all very different, but we've all got very strong points to offer to the group, and that works really well for us.
My advice to anybody who farms or manages land, get involved in one of your local facilitation groups or farmer cluster groups. They're an absolutely fantastic way to share knowledge with different people, to get information on a variety of issues, whether that be about the environment, whether that be about farming. You can get that information. We can also help to connect you up with other people, different organisations that can again support you and help you, give you expert advice. We can also find funding, give you guidance around environmental stewardship schemes, the new environmental land management scheme that's coming in. It's going to be critical for people to try and keep abreast of what's happening and the changes there. All of the information and talk about public goods, again, that's going to be really important going forward. We've got a lot of environmental issues that we've got to try and solve as a nation, and I think that facilitation groups, farmer clusters, any collaboration is going to be really important going forward, and not just thinking about just being on your own. Be part of something, be part of somebody that a group of people that really want to make a difference, and a positive difference, because that's what facilitation groups are really about.
The more farmers we can get on board, the better. I think there's currently 18 members of the group, so which covers over 2,000 hectares of land. But yeah, we're always trying to sort of encourage other farmers to join the group.
Well, without joining the group and Anne's advice, I wouldn't be anywhere now. I still wouldn't be able to. There wouldn't be any wildflower meadows happening on my farm. There wouldn't be any water creation projects happening on my farm, because I've tried and I got nowhere.
Oh, it's had a great impact, yes. It's built my enthusiasm.
On one farm, when I joined the facilitation group, all of a sudden everything I was doing increased eightfold, because there's 8, 9, 10 farms, so it just made more of what I was doing. I mean, it's in the words, bigger, better, joined up, and that's exactly what it is.